and welcome back to Nathan Bell's podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. So, today, Nate would like to talk about some of his supporters.
Yeah. Well, I've been busking and selling art and a variety of things around Newcastle for about 10 years. I used to sell shirts and stuff out the front of King Street Hotel for many years, and a lot of people knew me then, and I had a lot of customers then. And since I've moved to Hamilton about 4 years ago, I've been doing all of my street art sales and busking on Beaumont Street, and I've built a real good relationship with the people around Hamilton. I really love it. It's such a rewarding, satisfying thing, this sort of bond I have with the community. I do really think I'm a very special individual. I'm very egotistical, but it's like I've become the centre of the community. You know, I walk down the street and everyone knows me. Everyone says, "Hey Nate, how you doing?" And so many people have bought my art and given me money and bought my book. And you know, I can't these days. You know, I've been doing it for 4 years. 2 years I've been selling Kings of the New Age around Hamilton, and I can't walk down the street in Hamilton without 5 or 6 people stopping me and saying, "I love your art, I love your book, I've read your book is fantastic," and saying, you know, people say you're one of the greatest artists in the community. They say you're a great graffiti artist. Some people praise my graffiti art and my stunts that I do around the community. Say they love my posters. Say they see my posters in the street and it makes them smile, or my art makes them smile or laugh, or they find it funny. And other people say, you know, your book is great and you're an inspiration to the community. I've had a few people, surprisingly, I've had, you know, 2 or 3 people over the last 6 months have referred to me as the King of Hamilton, which is just, you know, for my ego, just fantastic. The King of Hamilton, really? The King of Beaumont Street, I've been called by a few people. And people call me Nathan the Conqueror and ask me how my plan for global domination is going. I've got 2 or 3 guys who come by every now and again and say, "You're still taking over the world, Nathan? How's your plan for global domination going?" You know, because I put those posters up that say Nathan Bell is conquering the world with art. Support Nathan's plan for global domination. So I am trying to win support in the community, and I am trying to create like an in-joke in the community about me conquering the world. So I do want people to respond by saying, "Nathan the Conqueror, and how's your plan for global domination going?" That's the sort of in-joke I'm trying to create in the community. I'm trying to create like a myth and a hype in the community around an art and cultural movement. So when I get those reactions, it really makes me feel like I'm achieving what I set out to achieve, because what I set out to achieve is ridiculous. I'm trying to start an art and cultural movement, so it's about getting in people's heads. So I get a lot of support in the community from people who like my art and have bought my art, and I've got many regular customers, and I like that because I always fancied myself owning a shop, and I'm happy running a street stall. So I've got regular customers who come by and buy more than one thing off me, and I've got people who come by sort of every few months and buy another artwork off me, and some people have bought 2 or 3 copies of my book and they give them out as gifts, and they give them to friends and they keep a copy for themselves. And there's dozens and dozens of people around the community who own numerous Nathan Bell products, which is, you know, what I want. That's what I want. I want to get it out there and you know, start this movement of art and culture. So I want people to have art in the community. And also I've given away a lot of free art over the years. I've given out handouts of my writing, and I've given out different visual artworks that I do, which I just print off for cheap and give out for free. So lots of people in the community have my art, so a lot of people know it, so they come up to me and they talk to me and they say they support me. But I also want to talk about the people who give me money, because I'm a busker and I do accept tips. And I want to say, when you give me money, you know, I'm not some crackhead. I've never used ice in my life. I'm not homeless. When you give me money, you're supporting me to be a legend artist and to start something in the community. You know, I'm not some beggar on the street. I actually have a vision. I'm actually trying to achieve something bigger. I've actually got a goal in mind. I'm actually trying to achieve something big. And what I really want to do is turn my books, which are all based in the Hunter Valley in Newcastle, I want them to be movies and television series. So a lot of people don't realise, but what I'm trying to work towards is I see a future in the next 5 or 10 years where I sell rights to my books and we end up having massive film crews come into Newcastle, if you're okay with that community, and take over the community, and we're filming these big major motion pictures that will be in mainstream cinemas, and will be on mainstream television. So the vision I see in my head is movie crews and television production crews lining the streets of Newcastle, filming my books as movies. And I hope, obviously, that will bring a lot of money into the local economy and create jobs. And it will also just all around be an awesome, exciting thing for the community to do. So to all those people who do give me money, and there's plenty of them, you're not giving me money to go and shoot ice. I don't do that. You're giving me money to move towards my dream of bringing cinema to Newcastle and the Hunter Valley. So you're supporting something more than a beggar on the street. So just a shout out to a few of the people who do give me money. There's a fella, Nat, lives in the community. He's a champion. He comes by every day, and every day he's got $2 for me. It's only $2, but it all adds up, and it all makes life easier. Having a bit more money makes life a bit more easier. And every day Nat comes by and he gives me $2. He chucks $2 in my hat. Bill is another man in the community. Every day Bill comes by and chucks me $3.50 or $4 or $2, and he does that every day while I'm busking. Both Nat and Bill never buy anything off me. They never buy anything off me. I wish they would, but they always got that $2-3. There's Jim, Lenny, his name is Lenny Jim, and he's always got $5-10 for me. There's Dan, the man who plays at pubs around town. He plays music, and Dan's always got $10-20 for me. And there's this other guy who comes by. He's always wearing a Hurley hat, and he's always got $2-3 for me. So there's all these people who make regular, frequent donations, and I just want to say thank you to those people for their support. It makes life easier, and it means that I can live a little bit more comfortably, and I can continue pursuing my dreams of bringing art and culture to the community. And there's many more people, and unfortunately I don't know these people's names because there's so many people, but there's 20-30 of these people who always have $2 for me, who always have $5 for me, and they're always tipping, and it's a regular thing, and they do it several times a month. And I just want to say thank you to all those people who make those regular donations. It just makes life a bit easier for me. And as I said, you're not paying for me to go and shoot ice. I'm not homeless. And I'm not begging for drug money. I'm doing it because I want to bring an art and cultural upheaval to Australia. And my long-term goal is to bring movie crews to Newcastle and to bring cinema to Newcastle so that we can make movies, and also to bring music and other art into the community. So I've got all these regular people who make donations, and aside from my regular donors who donate little small amounts of money frequently, I've also got all my regular customers, as I said, who repeatedly buy art off me, and those guys are even better champions. There's one guy, what's his name, Dale or something, and he's bought 7 or 8 different things off me. He's bought 2 or 3 copies of Kings of the New Age. He's bought about 6 or 7 of my print pictures off me. So it's just great, and I love the people that give me feedback about my posters, and the people who get the joke and get that I'm trying to create something exciting in the community. Now, about the critics, there's a lot of critics as well. I understand people don't like that I do graffiti art. I don't care. I'm going to keep doing it because enough people support it, and I'm in it for the supporters. So if I can stir a few people up, sometimes people with negative attitudes is just as good publicity. Any publicity is good publicity, and I think those people don't understand what I'm trying to achieve. So I don't mind the critics, and it's okay if people are critics. So that's all right. So yeah, just a big shout out to all the people in the community who support what I'm doing, and an explanation of my long-term goal. I do want to achieve something massive with what I'm doing. So when you see me out there on the street, sitting at my spot out the front of Sam's Mediterranean Grocer with my guitar and my art, it's not about drug money. It's about bringing cinema to Newcastle and the Hunter Valley, and it's about bringing art and culture to Newcastle and the Hunter Valley. So that's what you're supporting when you give me money. So that's great. Who wouldn't want to support that? So thanks for your support, guys. And another big shout out to Sam, who owns the Mediterranean Grocer. I sit out the front of most of the time. There's a few other spots I sit as well, but Sam has let me sit there at the front of his shop for the last 3 or 4 years, and he's always been very friendly to me and very supportive of me. So a big shout out to Sam and his Mediterranean grocery shop on Beaumont Street, and all the support that he's given me over the years. I love the community. I'm trying to bring something big to the community. I've got a vision for what I want to bring to Newcastle. So it sounds very egotistical, and I am a very egotistical man, I admit that. So support me and keep supporting me, and hopefully we can do something amazing in this community, and we can take my books, my current book, Kings of the New Age, The Quest of the Balancing Stones, and my upcoming book, 22nd Century Man, and hopefully we can bring film crews and television crews to Newcastle, and we can film some high budget movies that are going to be in the cinema. So thanks to my supporters. Drop a comment in the comment section if you've seen me on Beaumont Street, and whether you support me or whether you think I'm a pesky graffiti artist.